Did WWE just put out possibly the worst episode of SmackDown ever? That's what a lot of people are asking themselves. That's what I'm asking. I'm looking at the different reviews, and brother, the WWE fans are showing no mercy on the WWE, Triple H, and everything regarding WWE right now, especially SmackDown. Apparently, the Road Dogg's departure was not enough to keep this show from slipping into the doldrums. I caught about 2/3 of the show. I was not really working on much on Friday night, and I was like, you know what? I'll put it on. I had a friend of mine on the phone with me, and we were watching it together. And we were just kind of pointing out the very slow pace of the show. I don't think I'll ever get over watching Cody Rhodes walk to the ring for 8 minutes and them just showing us the entire thing through a commercial break, and even when he's coming back while Randy Orton just stands in the ring just waiting for him. I'm like, who paced this? This is atrocious as far as the pacing itself. That's before you get to the subjective quality of the show. It's not really my thing to watch, WWE looking for, great storylines and great wrestling. It's like, it's on, and I'll take a look or whatever. But I caught about 2/3 of the show, and a lot of it was built around Jelly Roll. Now, God bless Jelly Roll for getting in there and taking it serious, and having a match that people have not hated the Jelly Roll appearances. What I'm gathering, it's more of an online thing. Like, you can look at the SummerSlam match; he had him going crazy, with the hot tag. It was pretty funny. I think he earned some respect for fans. From a lot of fans for saying, he didn't want to go over against all these other guys. He did go over against Kit Wilson, so that's another story. But to then center him in the middle of the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes thing, I've got to question that. And you would think when Randy Orton was staring at Cody Rhodes' belt the last few years, you couldn't have predicted that eventually Jelly Roll, the guy that's on like the Madden soundtrack and this country singer and different stuff like that, he's going to actually have a role in this. No pun intended. I don't know, man. I saw some tragic wrestling. There were booking decisions the fans didn't agree with. I looked at some of the review sites, and I'm going to pull one up here in just a second. But it just felt to me like a energyless slog to get through. You had people that struggled to cut their promos with the Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley segment, where Mia Yim and B-Fab came out there, and then they basically set up a match to do a beatdown inside of 50 seconds and just wasted a lot of time. And they're being scripted to do this stuff, and the wheels have kind of come off that feud. I didn't watch the opening match, but I am not sure that I really missed anything at all. You had the Bella Twins beating Alexa and Charlotte. It currently has a 3.35 rating on Cage Match. So I'm going to pull this in. As you can see, 2.36 rating there. And I'm not saying Cage Match is the end-all be-all, but man, the people that are watching these shows are leaving valid comments in the comment section. I always encourage people to read the comments on these things, because you can kind of see, where people's agendas lie. And there are people engaging in good faith with this, which is what, I try to do. And a 2.36 in the middle of WrestleMania season is just awful. They were in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 11,000 people showed up for this show. They were sitting quiet, joyless, and it was just, I couldn't believe it. The Sami Zayn Carmelo Hayes match was fine, about a 3.5, but, unpopular booking decision here. I've always enjoyed Sami Zayn. I don't have any issue with Carmelo Hayes either, but it is interesting when Carmelo Hayes was getting held up as this proper example of them doing something right. But I always maintain that they didn't really care about Carmelo Hayes. They don't book him on pay-per-views. They don't seem to have much more for him than you go out there and you do an open challenge or anything. So there's literally no effort put into it. So with Sami Zayn, getting that, and then immediately going into a Trick Williams match. All the finishes on this show are ridiculous distractions. Another one happened here, and to immediately go into Trick versus Sammy, it's like you have a belt that needs a match, and you have a match. This is supposed to be the storytelling company, right? For Sami Zayn and Trick Williams, I know they've had some stuff going on. It's like they just dumped a title onto it to make it feasible to go on the show. And Carmelo Hayes kind of gets left out in the cold. It's not like if he kept the belt, he was actually going to make it onto WrestleMania anyway. In a singles capacity, I see a lot of people pushing for a three-way match, but I gotta say, even that sounds substandard to me, because it's like you're pushing for somebody to get in a multi-man match. Like that's the reward. It's like, is it you have to just give them something? I don't know. Aim higher. That's what I would say. The Julia and Tiffany Stratton match has a 3.68 rating on here. And when I tell you this was a disaster among disasters, this was terrible. And I don't think I've ever seen a worse Julia match. And I've watched Julia going back many years in Stardom. And Tiffany Stratton just seems to have regressed from seemingly, just a few years ago. They struggled with timing. They struggled with, connecting, on their strikes. You had Tiffany completely botching that swanton that she did, just killing and crushing Julia. And Julia's just looking like a shell of the charismatic showwoman that I knew her to be. And this was a non-title match. She beats her. And presumably, is there a rematch coming or anything? She just kind of, they tried to set up Kiana James with a distraction, but she didn't do anything necessarily. And Julia ended up getting a win. And this was very bad. And I don't think words, will do it justice on how the chemistry between them just looked. You would think on paper this would be something good, but I guess something I learned about Julia last year at WrestleMania was, Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania was, when I felt like when Charlotte hit her, Tiffany wasn't really equipped to hit her back hard. And Julia, that's her entire thing. And, I just think it's a terrible stylistic fit with Julia in WWE, and very disappointed to see that her career has kind of gone this direction. Orton and Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona begged and pleaded and just came out there, year after year, just hoping and wishing to be back in WWE, and this is what was waiting for him on the other side. When you go back to WWE, there are a few things you can be. You can be Cody Rhodes, you can be CM Punk, or you can be everyone else. And Matt Cardona looks like a perfect example of everyone else. They have geeked him in a way that rivals when Kane used to push him off the stage in the wheelchair, and Eve Torres used to kick him in the groin, and Cena used to kiss his woman in front of him. Like, we're talking about the same level here. Orton, he's not getting booed. This heel turn is backfiring tremendously. What did they really want? That's what I'd gather. Like, did they walk back and feel like they did a good job? There's no way that's possible, right? 2.79 on the match. The match was like less a match and more of an angle. Like I said, you've got 3 matches on here under a 3.68. That is insane. There's some of these comments. The wrestling was mediocre, even shameful, except the Zayn versus Hayes match. The angles are also very disappointing, with a long, uninteresting brawl, an equally shallow Cargill-Ripley confrontation, and poorly written segments. Only redeeming features were the beginning of the show, the part that I didn't see, right? Randy's obvious teasing of someone's arrival, Zayn's words which had consequences later on. 2 out of 5. 0.75 out of 3. Like, this guy's like really pissed. We got a 5. We got a 0 right there. Yeah, they did the Drew and Jacob segment. Yeah, for the basically set up an unsanctioned match, and yeah, it just lacks bite, because we kind of saw them, intertwine with the championship, and now they're tucked off, doing their own thing away in the mid card. And they're going to have an unsanctioned match in the mid card. That's going to be, just very fun. 0 out of 0 for this fella. He said the only good match here had a 0 out of 10 result. So this is the first time a hardworking talent has been snubbed off of WrestleMania for the sake of Sami Zayn. Yeah, they're aiming at Sami Zayn. I'm not married to the Sami Hogan thing, as a lot of people are aiming at Sami Zayn for. But he's always been awesome in my eyes. I just think people are tired of seeing him plugged into that particular role. Just a lot of people. Another 0, 1, and just like, look at this block of text. This is not a person that showed up with some agenda. This is a passionate fan, whoever they are. A 1.0, and they just go off on this. Like, I would suggest reading some of this stuff for yourself. I'm not going to go through everything, but yeah, 0, unforgivably bad. I'm very patient. 5, 2, 4. Like, this is like, these are the fans that watch this company every week, and it feels like WWE is losing the balance even with those folks. And I don't even know what to say, because to call something an all-time bad SmackDown, I think most of the shows are bad. So this isn't necessarily me. Like, I'm showing you guys a mirror right here. But from what I saw on the show that I think they could take away going forward, what they can do better is, I don't know, man. Like, tell you the truth, it's just get a new booker. Let the wrestlers wrestle more. Whatever you got to do to get more in-ring action, less everyone waiting around backstage for the little skit. There were just tons of those. I just don't understand how this show was just put out there and they were like, there's no way they went home like, yeah, we did a good job tonight. Absolutely not. That Cody Rhodes thing, walking to the ring for like 8 minutes, getting off the bus, that is an all-time comedic meme that you could literally put anything on the other side of it, and by the time you get them out to the ring, it's just just another brawl for the sake of being a brawl. You've seen it 1,000 times. One person charges, gets held back, the other person does it outside the ring, they get in the ring and do it. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And WWE is kind of going through a portion of their, kind of role right now where their fans are demanding more. And it seems like all Triple H, Lee Fitting, and whoever is in charge of everything wants to do is give them less.
Hall P-Dub in the house. Go and hit that like button on your way out. Leave a few words and I'll holler back soon. Till we meet again, reach the stars and the moon. Woo!